Syrian Kurds say there is the potential for a massacre in an embattled city on the border with Turkey. Islamic State forces have fought their way right to the outskirts of Kobani and raised their black flag. Kurdish resistance troops are now all that stand between the jihadists and thousands of civilians trapped inside that city. More US-led airstrikes have been carried out in the area, but the Kurds say that's not enough to take the pressure off Kobani. They're pleading for direct military intervention and accusing neighbouring Turkey of inaction, while Kurdish forces bear the brunt of the battle. And Ankara has lined up columns of tanks on the border, but has so far held back from sending in the ground forces. Just last week, the Turkish government secured parliamentary approval for defensive military action against Islamic State. And several Turkish towns have been hit by shells flying in from Syria. And one eyewitness on the Turkish side of the border claims Ankara's forces are now retaliating.
One of the tanks already fired twice this morning towards Kobani, and last night there was shelling 2 or 3 times. Some of the shells even landed on Turkish territory.
And across in northern Iraq, Kurdish troops are making moderate gains against Islamic State. Local military forces have abandoned several border crossings, and the Kurds have stepped in to hold the line. RT correspondent Paula Sleer is one of the very few foreign correspondents in this area.
We're on our way to meet the YPG, the Kurdish women fighters who are on the front line alongside their men. Right now we are leaving Iraq. This is actually the border post between Iraq and Syria. This is actually no one's land. That gate over there leads into Iraq, and then as you pan across here, this gate right over here leads into Syria. Now, in the past, this area used to be controlled by the Syrian army, and obviously that area there was controlled by the Iraqi army. Both those armies have moved backwards, and the area is now in the hands of the YPG and the YPG, who are the Kurdish Syrian fighters. Chane. Chane. This is the lookout post for the YPG women fighters. From here, they can see all the ISIS activities, both in Iraq and in Syria.
I came here to protect my land and my people. Our families are supporting and encouraging us. When I joined, they trained me, taught me how to fire a gun. I'd never fired a gun before. Islamic State terrorists are over there, so whenever something moves, we fire. Islamic State thought women can't fight them, but here we are. We're not afraid because we know what we are fighting for. I'm 19 years old. I was in the 11th grade at school. I dropped out to fight here.
I'm told that ISIS fighters are afraid of being killed by one of these women because then they will land up in hell, not in heaven.
They twisted Islam. In their philosophy, women don't have their own role in society. They believe that if they are killed by one, they will not go to heaven. Instead, they will go to hell. So if they want to go to hell, they should keep fighting us. These girls set an example to women all over the world, and we are extremely proud of them.
The fight in Rabia was the most dangerous one, but I wasn't really scared. I'm fighting for my people, friends and family members that we lost.
A hint of makeup and a ponytail might not be your typical sign of a fighter on the front line, but then your YPG are far from typical. Paula Sleer, RT.